Grainmaker. Welcome, everyone, to the Grainmaker Wrestling Podcast, a Prairie Proud wrestling podcast covering everything from Winnipeg to worldwide. My name is Blair Pacheco. I hope you're doing well, having a great day, evening, weekend, whenever it is you're sitting down and listening to this. Now, I'm very hyped for the episode this week for two reasons. The first being that I got a brand new microphone and a brand new pair of headphones for my birthday this past week. Big, exciting news here in the Grainmaker household, but I'm very hyped to finally use them. The second is for my guests this week. They've been a big part of wrestling down in the Midwest. They've been doing a number over in F1rst Wrestling and Time Bomb. Last year, they even made their Winnipeg debut up here with WPW. It was great to see them be a part of the show, and I'm very stoked to have them on the podcast today. As joining me here on the Grainmaker Wrestling Podcast this week, it's none other than Rudy Hell. Rudy, how's it going? Oh, you're muted, Rudy. You're muted.
Oh, that's so embarrassing.
That's okay. It's with how many times I fucked up the beginning. It's okay.
I'm having a great day so far. I'm exhausted. I don't catch up on my sleep until probably Thursday or Friday, and then I'll be exhausted again. So I'm doing great. I'm delirious.
Never-ending cycle, eh?
Right.
Now I got to ask. I mean, we're a few weeks removed, but SummerSlam was in Minnesota a few weeks ago. F1rst Wrestling was putting on a few shows. I know. I think Destination Pro chipped in to do some stuff. There was quite a few promotions being a part of that weekend, and I wanted to ask what that weekend was like for you, because I know you wrestled on quite a few of those shows.
Yeah, I mean, I specifically wrestled on 3 of them: the VFW show, the Mall, and Remix, and to be a part of something like that is just insane. I didn't think that it would be something I would do specifically this early on in my wrestling career.
Mm-hmm.
And to be around all those people, all the people coming in, all the fans, it was awesome.
The Mall show is one that I always think just looks so incredible. And was that the first one you'd worked?
I worked the pre-show of the previous year against Badger.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had been a part of it before, but this was the first time, like, on the main show, really being a part of it.
Yeah. I think because it was a singles with Badger on the pre-show the previous year, and then this year was my first proper match. You know, Jin, Brandon Gore, Effie, awesome, great time. So I defended, and still having my belt after a 2-year-long losing streak. It felt like. So I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty set.
Yeah, rightfully so, and quite a collection of talent in that match too. I know. I mean, you got Effie, Brandon Gore, who's been doing some great stuff too, and Jin, him and Cho, I mean, have just been fantastic with what they've been doing.
I hate those guys, but they're so talented. Just a wonder to be around.
Jin was up here wrestling last month, and his music hits, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, hell yeah, this rocks. And it's like, oh, I'm supposed to, I hate this guy. I can't help it, but like, he's got great entrance music.
It's hard when they come out and they're just giant jerks, but they have great taste in music and wrestling. So, whatever, I guess.
Now, I mean, I want to ask, I mean, where was your sort of entry point into professional wrestling? What was it that kind of got you hooked as a fan?
Well, I mean, I grew up in my family of little hell people. I can't. I grew up with it, early 2000s, mid 2000s. I think I stopped watching. I really only watched like WWE for years and years. A little bit of TNA, but I had never even considered independent wrestling at all until 2021. I think I went to my first independent wrestling show with F1rst at the Lab. RIP. That place did not last very long, but it was a wonderful time. It was a wonderful venue. It was self-serve brewery. I don't so
Okay.
yeah. Um,
So, I mean, were you familiar that there was like independent wrestling before then, or it was just like you kind of all you really knew was like WWF? So that's like you just kind of stick with that.
I it never really came to mind. Like I knew that
Mhm.
there was shows here and there, but I never really paid attention to it at all. And really, for a good almost 10 years, I just didn't watch anything. I
Yeah.
didn't watch wrestling. I didn't interact with it really. I would see stuff every now and then, maybe watch a Mania, and then me and my friends decided because we moved to the cities, Minneapolis, and there was a show going on, and we were tired of sitting in our house watching backyard wrestling, uh, hanging out, listening to music. So we're
Mhm.
like, why don't we just go to a live show? That's not $200, and we went to F1rst Wrestling.
Nice.
That
Do,
was
do
my
you
first independent show.
do you remember who wrestled on that show?
Badger Briggs wrestled on the show. Dan the Dad. I actually ended up getting bullied into buying a Dan the Dad shirt while I was sitting in line because I couldn't decide. And he was like, "Buy my shirt." I say bully, but it wasn't bully. But sitting in the line, I was like, "I want to buy a shirt from somebody." 3, 4 self-serve beers in.
Mhm.
So a lot of good talent. I swear I just looked at the card not that long ago too. And now nothing's coming to mind, but it was awesome. It was a great show. And at the time, I think they were doing a lot of. We still partner with Up Down a lot, um, and they've been doing like official after parties there. So I lived 5 blocks from the place, so I ended up going there afterwards and hanging out with a bunch of
Nice.
people. I think Corbin must have been on the show because he was there. Clark was there. I'm sure numerous other people who are going to be mad that I don't remember that they were on the show are going to be there. But
I do like the fact that like I'm gonna have to start asking like, has a wrestler ever bullied you into buying merch? Because
I
I
believe people. Oh God.
I got bullied into buying an autograph at Comic-Con one time. So
I bully people into buying shirts all the time. I'm quite the peddler.
yeah,
It's how I make all of my money.
like
Um,
I'm walking through and Virgil's sitting there and there's nobody at his table. And I walk past and he sees me. He's like, "Hey, nice hat." And I'm like, "Thanks, man." And I'm going to be polite. And he's like, starts chatting me up. He's like, huh, you want an autograph? And I was like, I guess so. What am I going to do with a Virgil autograph? So I had to find
hey,
the
hang it up.
picture that was like best. I got a picture of like him with like Piper, Bret Hart, and Davey Boy. I was like, I'll take that one.
Sure. Hey, it's got a signature on it.
It
If
does.
you hang it up high enough on the wall, you don't have to tell anybody who it actually is. It just looks like a cool picture at that point, right?
I appreciate your outlook on this. That's good. So I mean, you go to the show in 2021. What are you kind of thinking to like that was something you wanted to do? Why get involved with professional wrestling?
Well, I mean, I like even though I hadn't been watching it for years, there's something I always wanted to do, and uh, I was decently athletic as a youth, as a young little man. I raced BMX, I did snowboarding, I did whatever and all that junk. So I was like, maybe I could, but I was scrawny. Growing up, I never thought like because you watch WWE and everyone's 300 pounds and
Mhm.
on gear and bloated and bulky. So, but just being there, like in that place and feeling the energy, and I think going to the after party and like talking to all these people and seeing how personable and friendly they are, it really just made me want to be a part of the community. I
Mhm.
didn't start training for probably another 2 years after that.
Okay.
Maybe a year, 2 years, 2 years, I think probably. Um, and it just wasn't something that I really um thought I could do until I got around these people and really ingratiated myself into their good graces. so they could give me nice tips and trade.
Just so that when you finally decided they weren't going to be as hard on you.
Yeah, well, I think it made them harder on me that I was, not a part of it for how long and hanging out, and then decided to be a part of it. So, but yeah, I just I moved to the cities. COVID happened. I wasn't doing anything. Nothing was going on. I was sitting around a lot. I had started working out, and then I just I went to these shows a couple times. I think the second show I ever went to was a battleground show in an armory or something like that. And I just kept going and kept hanging around, and it stuck, I think.
Hey, I mean, you're still going. You're doing the damn thing. So I mean,
I am doing. Some would argue I am doing the thing. So
you are doing the thing. So I mean, it seems to have worked out in your favor.
I think so. I'm having a great time doing it. So if people enjoy watching me have a good time, then it seems to be working.
So I mean, you go to that show, you go to the after party, you're kind of like getting used to being around these people. Where did you decide to go for training, and what was that process like for you?
Well, there was really only one school around that was a actual school. I started off before going to the academy in Minneapolis, Ken Anderson School. I'd gone through and I'd researched it, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to spend the money. So I found this little I found this smaller place out in like northeast. I think it's technically in north, maybe, called Rudo's, and it's run by Renegado Estrada, and I trained there for, God, I think like 6 months, maybe 3 to 6 months, and just fell in love with the whole training, everything, the activity. Once I took it was kind of like you go the first day, and some people realize that that's just what they want to do, and that's kind of what happened to me, and I kept going, and then I eventually moved on to the academy. 1 second.
Yeah, no problem.
Sorry, my partner just got home.
Yeah, it's all good.
Started going to the academy, and then kept going and kept going, and then kept going to shows, and now I'm here. And that's basically it, really. It feels like it was just kind of a blur. I think I trained for a year and a half before I debuted. So
It goes by pretty fast, eh? Like, I mean, it seems like just yesterday I was getting started with this. It's like, fuck no, I've been doing podcasting for 4 years. I've done commentary for like 2.5, and it's like, man, the time just flies by.
oh yeah, I have this list of matches in my notes app on my phone, and every time I look at it, I'm like, I don't think it doesn't feel like I've been doing that for this long and that many. It feels like it's just been nothing, just normal.
Yeah, I made a point after one of the Burton Cummings theater shows. Just I was sitting there and I was like, fuck, I've been fortunate enough to call some like pretty great wrestlers matches, and you kind of have to stop and like just appreciate things you've been a part of, or else I feel like it really doesn't hit until you get to do that.
It's when you get those. So recently, when we were at this Crookston show specifically, it wasn't necessarily anyone that was there that was on the card or around the locker room that really made me sit and appreciate it. I try to do that, and it absolutely happened during SummerSlam weekend, I'll tell you that. But when you go out and there's just a gaggle of kids surrounding the ring, all smacking the mat, getting hyped up and excited, and there's that crowd, it's just something you have to stop and appreciate a little bit. I was like I said, I peddle my merch, so I was peddling to all these kids, trying to get their parents to give them money so they buy my stuff, and I was tearing up a little bit. I was being a little baby. But
Right.
Yeah, I mean, Liger, he came to the mall show. Someone I never thought I would see. I mean, he's been retired. He's pretty much done. He came back for this show.
Mhm.
Uh, and I personally, he's a big inspiration on me. I mean, you could probably name any mask guy, and I'd probably get a little fuzzy over it, but Liger especially. Sharing, and last year, the year before, it was Ultimo Dragon,
Yep.
another person I never thought I'd share a locker room with. Eddie Kingston, for Remix, just wonderful guy.
Mhm.
Just it, to meet people like that who've been in the business for so long and have all this fame and acclaim, and they're just great dudes. It's
You know, because I know with Ultimo, I saw him at the Time Bomb show when he was there a few years ago, and then he was a part of the CWE tour up here where they went to like 25 town cities in like 30 days, and he was a part of that. And the one in Winnipeg, I went to the show, and I was like, I got to get a picture with you, but can we take it like how Sonny Ono used to take the pictures of you guys? And he was like, of course. So that was like, it was just something like that, you know, like, and he's laughing about it. And I'm like, because to me, that was like, I always remember that from watching him. You know, he was incredible in the ring, but just like the little cheesy thing that him and Ono did, that was fantastic.
It was phenomenal. I lost that photo of me and him before I could save it onto anything else or post or I lost my phone that winter and it was just gone. So I'm still kind of devastated over that. But
No,
maybe I'll get another one eventually.
I think you need one.
I would love one.
Did you and Liger, like, you know how in like basketball, like players will like trade jerseys? Did you guys do like a mask exchange at all or no?
No, I wish. I didn't get to wrestle him. I just talked to him briefly, and him and Sonny, they were both there, and I got a picture with him, and it was just kind of a bit too awe-inspiring to really sometimes to talk to these people, you know. Like, it's like I don't even know how to approach a conversation sometimes. But that's just normal. Like I have a hard time sometimes with people that aren't Liger.
Yeah, I get that. Okay, so you start off the one place, you make the transition over to the academy. How was that jump? I mean, because you do have like, you know, different people training you when you're going to the academy from what you're used to. Was it an easy transition for you?
You know, it was fine. I'd learned some of the basics. You know, lucha's a little different than the style that Ken Anderson wrestles and teaches, and it wasn't the most difficult thing ever, but it was a new group. I'd kind of already started to be around that side of training because some of the people that went to the academy also went over to Rudo's to train when the academy was closed or if they didn't have like a space or something. So I was already in with a couple of those people and had already been training with them with what they were learning. And then I just decided I needed to go full time instead of maybe once or twice a week. So once I moved over to the academy, I think I was in there probably at least 4 hours a day,
Wow.
4 or 5 days of the week. So
You were really committing to it then at that point.
I was having a blast. It's easy to commit to it when you're having fun. You know, you go over there and you play around in a ring and try not to get hurt.
Were you able to manage like not any major or significant injuries?
Yeah, I really haven't injured myself. I think the worst thing I did is the first time I took a suplex, I really slammed my feet, and then I was walking funny for a few weeks,
Okay.
and that's about it. But really, I haven't I haven't chipped any teeth.
Knock
I
on
haven't,
wood.
yeah, knock on wood. No injury. I was pretty with how dumb I was being sometimes. I was pretty lucky, I think, to not get injured.
You mentioned, you know, like when you're younger, you know, BMXing, that sort of stuff, snowboarding. Like, how much of that do you think kind of like influenced you into wrestling, knowing that like you were doing like, you know, these extreme sports before and now like wrestling, it's you can be a little, I don't want to say reckless, but you can really do some crazy shit in there. So how much was that?
I honestly I didn't really think of the correlation that much, but I think it really comes down to like the body control. Like when you're doing sports like that, when
Mhm.
you're moving, going fast, doing whatever. Well, I was racing BMX. I was you know snowboarding, going off of the rails and the jumps. It's just it really I didn't think it would translate as much as it did. The like body control that
Mhm.
the small muscles and everything that you build up, the reaction, um, it 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 really helped. I think like to have some sort of background in whatever I was doing.
Mhm.
BMX, snowboarding. I mean, skateboarded when I was younger and longboarded, whatever. Did all that jazz.
Yeah.
So it did. I still don't like taking gnarly headers, but like it definitely did help. I think I got more concussions snowboarding and BMXing though than I have wrestling. So
Wrestling.
that's good.
So, I mean, you go to the academy, you're training there. How long until you had your first match after you started training?
My first match was at Higher Ground in February of 2024. Oh my God. It was against Brandon Gore.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, so that would have been, I think, like I said, it was a year and some change.
Mhm.
Well, I don't think it was quite a year and a half, but I waited until after a year, and I was around some shows. Badger's been on, and I've known I was already helping out at Higher Ground and first shows before I became a wrestler, so I was already around those people, and Higher Ground really gave me my first start with that match, and I really appreciate it. I mean, I love Brandon as a guy, and to be my first opponent, I mean, not much better you can get, I think.
How were you feeling heading into the match? I mean, was there a lot of nerves? Were you feeling pretty good heading into it?
I was nervous wreck, and I go back
Yeah.
and I can't watch that match. Like I knew I think I got into the ring and I was just sweating, just soaked. You know, it, I don't know if it shows too much, but I'm sure it did.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, just before I started wrestling, I had a bit of a case of stage fright, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna have it in the ring, like at a show. I,
Mhm.
I mostly gotten over it, uh, in training, being around people and doing stuff like that. But then I didn't really know until I hit the curtain if I was gonna freeze up or not when I hit that ring, and thankfully I didn't. So.
That's good. Um, so I mean, you're a part of the match. It goes okay. No major issues. Um, was there anything that really surprised you about yourself, like when you finally stepped foot in there for the first time?
I thought I was gonna get winded a lot faster than I did, and I mean, when you're so nervous like that, you're just breathing heavy, and obviously I was getting tired, but um, the match went by pretty smoothly. I was pleasantly surprised with how I could move around and interact with people and keep up in the match. So that
Now, have you donned the mask since the beginning?
yeah, I,
Yeah.
I've always worn the mask.
Okay. Now, my next question is going to be when it comes to the mask. I mean, like obviously you have some lucha influences for that have helped kind of curate you as a wrestler. I mean, who have been some of those that have really stood out to you that really influenced you?
I mean, my favorite wrestler of all time is Tiger Mask One, Satoru Sayama. I I just you can tell by the fur. I think there's a lot of people that take what he did for wrestling at the time and try to be inspired by it, and that he's definitely my number one inspiration for wrestling.
Mhm.
I love everything. I love everything he's done. I mean, I like the other iterations too, but I still go back and I watch, unmasked Tiger Mask Satoru Sayama matches all the time. I love going and watching his UWF matches. If you ever watch any of those, the shoot style
Mhm.
that they had over there, wonderful. I love it. I mean, Hayabusa. I stole the hair being out on top from Hayabusa. So um just all yeah. I love that, like, in between of like high flying and just really kind of hitting people in the head
Yeah.
that they do.
Um, Now I want to ask. I mean, we talked a little bit, at the beginning, the big first shows, SummerSlam weekend, but as a whole, like independent wrestling has really, the past few years, like has really staked claim in Minnesota. Like you're seeing some fantastic wrestlers coming up through there. It's more and more you're seeing more people, coming up through the training, being a part of the shows. What does being a part of it mean to you, knowing the history that wrestling has had in Minnesota?
I truthfully, even now, I know, we had the AWA, um, and I, the people I'm around now, the promotions I'm in now, I don't think the wrestling's ever been better here.
Mhm.
I think the promotions, the wrestlers, the quality, um, it's never been better in the Midwest, in my opinion. And I admittedly, like I said, I didn't start watching independent. I didn't get into independent wrestling until 2019, so maybe I'm just completely wrong. But I love it, and it really does feel like we have a great community here of people that just want to make the scene itself better and really want to like help people to do their best,
Mhm.
and really be everything they can be. And I've been really lucky to have a lot of encouragement and a lot of support and a lot of advice that maybe I wouldn't have gotten,
Yeah.
but I truly feel that the promotions I wrestle for up here are some of the best independent wrestling you'll see anywhere.
Definitely. I mean, I mentioned earlier last year you made your Winnipeg wrestling debut, if I'm not
Hmm.
mistaken. I
Hmm.
don't think you had come up before that, but what was it like, making the jump up to Canada and experiencing what we have to offer up here?
I loved it. I've always wanted to travel to Canada. I got my passport earlier that year, once they hit me up. And like I said earlier, going into that crowd, I was a little bit nervous because I don't think I'd really traveled that far. I think by that time I'd gone to Time Bomb and gone out to Wisconsin a little bit,
Mhm.
but I'd never gone that far out of my normal range of people that see me. And going out there into the ring and seeing Rudy Hell signs in the audience was, I wow. Like up there, it's so welcoming and it feels so familiar. And I I didn't not expect it to be welcoming, but I didn't expect it to be all that it was, I guess.
Mhm.
It was awesome being up there, meeting everybody, working Mark, talking to Devin, uh, seeing all the celebrities come in.
We were talking off air just about how like absolutely ridiculous it was because like McLovin is there, Paul Walter Hauser, and it's like it's not like that all the time, but like you get that and you're just like it just you see how much wrestling brings people together that normally you would never expect something like that.
Yeah, it was awesome. I'm forever thankful that they let me come up with everyone else in that car and have a great match and a great time. And we went to this bar afterwards. It was just our car; no one else showed up. But um, I love that area. Winnipeg's great.
Oh yeah, we need you guys back up here again sometime soon.
Yeah, I'd love to be back up
Yeah,
whenever they want me, as long as I can make it up there.
hell yeah. um Now, I mean, we're like 2/3 of the way through 2026, which is kind of crazy to think about that August is over halfway done. But like, how are you feeling with your year so far? And highlights, things you wish you would have done differently, anything like that?
I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, like at the beginning of the year, I won my first title belt with First. I have the VFW Uptown belt. Not something I thought I would achieve really in this early on in my career. I mean, barely like 2 years in. And we had this entire SummerSlam weekend. I've been on a few remixes now. I've wrestled at the mall twice. I helped out at those combination shows. Defended my title at the VFW, gone over to Higher Ground, gone up to Time Bomb. Time Bomb, I love going up to Fargo. That place rocks. We have F1rst coming up soon,
Mhm.
uh, September 11th. Those shows are amazing, and I'm so excited to go back up there. I don't really know if I would change anything
Yeah.
from how everything's gone so far. I feel like my trajectory is blown past every expectation I had for myself and for what would happen. So I'm just loving it all and living as much as I can.
One thing you mentioned earlier was, the community in Minnesota wrestling, and I think you see a lot of that. It bleeds through with everything going on in, Fargo, North Dakota as well. Because going down to those shows, like I know I've been very fortunate. Like I would just go down by myself, and just didn't want to miss wrestling. And you get to meet some really incredible people, and I think the fans have done a great job in really like putting some good ground support for all the promotions down in North Dakota and Minnesota. So I think they should be really be proud too, along with all the wrestlers and everything they've been doing.
Yeah, I mean, we really try to build up this a very accepting and open community for people and wrestlers and fans. We all I've ever been told going to these shows that this is my first time being here. It's wonderful. I'm going to keep coming back, and I swear each time I go to a show, it's 5 new people like that, bringing 5 more people. Uh, they love the wrestling that we put on. We love having them. It I honestly couldn't ask for a better system built around us, honestly, is how it feels.
Mhm. So, I mean, I always like to ask just matches that you've been a part of that, you're proud of, whether it's memorable matches or moments, because I mean, you have had some very big matches that you've already been a part of. You've been a part of some solid feuds. So what has stood out to Rudy Hell so far?
I really enjoyed my match with Jin at the first Wrecker Fest I was at. When I we it, wa- I it was just wonderful. I love wrestling that guy. He's so good at everything he does. Great shit talker. Great in the ring. Just all around great. And there's just a chemistry that we have. I feel like when we get in there and we can really just wail on each other and make people care about it. And that's something I always appreciate when you can just go into a ring and have this chemistry with another person to really put on a show that you're proud of. And that's one match I'm really proud of. And I hope we get to do that more.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I always like to ask for a match recommendation. And this can be any wrestlers, any promotions, whether it's, 1980s All Japan or 90s WWF, but one match that you're a fan of that you think the listener should check out.
All right, so there's this match. It's Great Sasuke, Grand. It's Grand Naniwa, Super Sasuke, Great Super Sasuke, Grand Naniwa. I'm looking it up right now because I just watched it. It's so funny. I love Naniwa. Stupid little dance. It's so good. It's Grand Naniwa, Great Sasuke, and two other awesome guys. I think it's Super Delphin and Taka Michinoku, and
Yeah.
it's just such a great. It's so fun. I think they're the only like men's match in that entire show, because I think it was the Big Egg, wasn't it? It's not the one I'm thinking of. I love that match. Um, there's this Satoru Sayama match on UWF. I think he's Super Tiger in it. I'm so bad at remembering match names. I genuinely I don't have the brain for it. It's probably not because of my numerous concussions. It's probably because I just can't retain information.
Mhm.
Um, but if you go and watch, I mean, Maeda and Super Tiger had a great match. But if you just go watch if you do anything, just go and watch any Super Tiger or any Satoru Sayama UWF match and just watch it. It's not for everybody, but I love it. They just beat the piss out of each other
Hell yeah.
every time, and it's so fun to watch. He'll do like a little spin kick and like a flip, and then they're just like grabbing at each other on the ground until one of them taps out. It's awesome.
Okay, so what I've started doing on the podcast is asking 5 random questions, and they are usually non-wrestling related. So I've got 5 for you if you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Last movie you watched?
The last movie I watched was the new He-Man movie.
And what did you think of that?
We didn't finish it.
Wow.
we
Wow.
got 2/3 of the way in, and then we had to go to bed.
Okay.
And we never finished it.
Okay.
I liked the first half.
Okay.
I was not super impressed with the third quarter of the movie. We have not seen the last quarter, but
Interesting.
I can update you when we have.
Please do. I want to know if you finish this movie.
But I was very impressed with the first half.
Okay. What is a restaurant you would recommend in Minnesota?
I love well, it's dead now, but I grew up in St. Cloud, and there was this Italian restaurant called Ciotti's, but and it was so good. But Renata on Hennepin is
Okay.
great. I love that place. And India Palace also on Hennepin. You can get so much food. I love Indian food. It's so good.
When you guys eventually come back up here, let me know. And there's some very good restaurants up here. So
yeah, I'm
yes.
excited. I'll
Yes.
let you know, because
Okay.
I love to eat. I love to eat food.
What is a show that you could binge watch in a weekend?
I think I've watched House a million, probably 6 times now. And
Okay.
I think it's a little too long to binge watch in a weekend.
But you could, if you had a free weekend, you'd be like, I could put on House and be good.
I love that. I love that show so much. House is great. I love how mean he is to everybody. And then he does little dances and says out of date references, and they were out of date in 2008 somehow. Awesome. I love it.
What was the first concert you went to?
The first concert I remember going to, it was Rock the Garden, and I saw Modest Mouse.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It was fine.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, I like Modest Mouse a little bit still.
Yeah.
But the first concert that I actively went to is I saw Bring Me the Horizon when they released Sempiternal, and that was really fun live. I still like them, but I don't listen to it as much as I did before.
Now, the last question, and this is the one that everybody gets asked. I try to change them up except for this one question. If you could go to dinner with any Muppet, which one are you choosing?
The one that lives in the garbage. What's his name?
Oscar?
Yeah, Oscar.
Oscar the Grouch. Okay, that's
Oscar
acceptable. I
like his vibe.
I've accepted Muppet adjacent characters as well, so Sesame Street qualifies. So I'll take that.
I'm not. Oh,
that works.
I was not a Muppets child.
No.
So I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Oscar
is a suitable answer. We will accept it here on the Grainmaker Wrestling.
But am I going to get yelled at for it? Is that the question? That's the big question.
Probably not. You'll probably be okay. Just the fact that you answered it, I think it'll be okay, because people will just be like, "Oh, well, he answered the question."
I gave my honest answer, and I hope that's enough.
Upcoming shows. Where can people see you in action in the future?
Yes, let me pull up my little calendar here. I know we have F1rst September 11th up in Fargo.
Mm-hmm.
That is a wonderful time. I love that show. Drecker is a great brewery. I have a show with Destination Pro on the 29th of this month, actually. And that will also be a wonderful show.
Nice.
Yes. Up in Thief River Falls. It's a matinee.
Yeah, it's a
What's
like a
the town?
Saturday, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Saturday at I want to say 1 p.m. One second here. Let me pull it up so I can actually tell you and actually promote the places I go, because that'd probably be good, I think. Yeah, it's in Thief River Falls at their VFW. It starts at like 1 p.m.
Hell yeah.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be miserable to wake up and drive up there Saturday morning, but it's gonna be a wonderful show, and I'm excited to go back.
Because that's what, like a 4-hour drive to Thief River?
I think it's like 5 hours for us.
5 hours? So
Yeah.
6 a.m. wake up or what?
Yeah, lot of White Monster, I think, for this White Monster.
A lot of White Monster for this White Monster. Nice. Social media, where can people find you if they want to see upcoming shows, if they want to see whatever you're posting on there? Whereabouts are you on there?
Yes, I am on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I have a TikTok, but it's very cringe, and you shouldn't watch it because I haven't posted there in a long time. I'm Rude as Hell on Instagram, and then I think I'm Rudy as Hell on Twitter, because Rude as Hell was taken because it's Twitter and everything is taken.
Yes.
But yes, Facebook is just Rudy Hell. You'll see me. I'm kind of pretty recognizable, I think.
Well, Rudy, I appreciate you joining me here today. So thank you so much for that.
Yeah, I appreciate you bringing me on. It's great to talk to you again. It was wonderful. It was a wonderful time.
Awesome. Well, thank you to Rudy. Thank you for checking out the podcast. I say it every time. I will always say it. I appreciate you taking time into your day to listen to me talk wrestling. If it's your first time listening, you can find me on all social media, Grainmaker Wrestling Podcast, up on all podcast streaming platforms, and up on YouTube, where you're probably watching us right now. So thanks so much for checking out the podcast. We'll talk soon. Grainmaker.